Hey, what up? Sloppy here for Rust Tips and Tricks number 3, Getting Started. Had a friend of mine ask me to put together this, just something showing what priorities I go for when I start on a new character, either a new server or a fresh wipe. So I thought I'd put it together. So I'm going to start off by showing the materials that you're going to want to gather during your first, essentially, day cycle. And what those materials is going to do for you, it's going to get you some basic tools that you need, a bow, and a 1 foundation shelter with a metal door. The metal door and foundation is critical to this as it fortifies your home to the point where it needs C4 to break in. And that is very important. A shelter or a wooden door will allow someone just to use a pickaxe, hatchet, anything to break in, and if you log off in that scenario, you're going to lose everything. So it's not advised. I really strongly suggest just going right for the 1 foundation building. It's a little bit more resources, but it's going to pay off big time in the long run. So I'm just going to start off by gathering wood and stone and metal. From all the nodes. Unless you're in desperate need, don't use the trees. You just don't get much for your return on those. I want to get enough stuff set up so I can make a stone hatchet right away. Stone hatchet's just like your rock, just does it faster. So I've got that brewing, so as I'm brewing I'm going to get some more wood. Alright, that's ready. Gonna pick it back up. And alright, so you can see it just goes quicker, and it's just going to speed up the whole process. So I'm going to keep going, gathering these things. As I'm gathering stone and rock, I'm keeping an eye out for pigs. You really got to find a couple pigs right away as well. You do not want to engage in bears like I just did. If you do, just run. Get away from them. Climb up on rocks, circle around rocks. You can lose them. It's not easy. Bears are slow, so they're not too hard to deal with, but if you can avoid them, that's better. So I do see a pig here off in the distance. Still got the bear chasing me. I'm hoping that the bear will lose interest by the time I get this pig down. The first priority, you'd think it's food, but really the first priority of what you want to get is 5 cloth to make a hunting bow. So that one just came up short, so I'm going to have to get at least 1 more pig to get the cloth needed. You can let your food, as long as you've got some resources in your area, I wouldn't worry about your food right away. Not only do you have to empty out your hunger bar, but then as that empties, you don't immediately die, you slowly start to lose health. So it's not super important to get food first. It's important, but you're going to get it. I mean, I've already got some uncooked chicken breasts, so at any point I could put down a campfire. I'd prefer to wait until I have my foundation set up, but if you get desperate, you can go ahead and put that down anywhere and just get some food cooking. Just trying to find some place with a little bit of cover. Alright, I'm keeping an eye out for more pigs, but as I'm doing that, I'm gathering. If you do this right, you can have your 1 foundation set up in about 15 to 20 minutes if everything goes pretty well. Which is enough time to do it during the daylight, which is also important. There's a lot of bears and wolves over there. I'm just going to stay in the outskirts of those. Now, of course, your experience may vary on this depending on the population in the server as well as how much the server is built up. This is a recently wiped server. So I've got bears chasing me again. I'm just gonna run. But this one has been recently wiped, so it's got a lot more resources available. I don't have to contend with a bunch of buildings or really less risk of getting shot as I'm gathering materials. It's kind of a quick tip within this. When you are gathering materials, it's either best to kind of duck around them if you can, or keep moving, circling the node as you're chopping at it. It will just kind of, if someone is kind of tracking you, at least makes them shoot something that's moving rather than something that's in a still position. But at this point, you're going to be vulnerable pretty much no matter what. Alright, got this pig coming down. Still bear chasing me. I'm going to circle around, see if I can't just get some space between me and the bear, enough that I can finish off that pig and get some cloth and get a bow. Alright, that'll do it. Alright, so once I get a ways up here, I'm going to get my bow cooking. I'm going to make a honey bow, and I'm going to make 5 things of arrows. That should be more than enough to get the remaining items, cloth and animal fat that you may need. I think I'm doing pretty good on wood and metal and stone, so I just need to get a couple more animals here, then I will start working on the foundation. Just kind of keeping an eye on my surroundings, making sure no one's else is in the area. This is over by North Valley where I'm starting, and if you're trying to reference it on the map, it's a decent spot. There's a lot of resource nodes, but there isn't any buildings or lootable chests in the area, so you really gotta live off the land in this scenario. Wolf chasing me. 2 arrows will take on a wolf, 3 to 4 for a bear. Ideally, you want to get your first shot in on these before they start chasing you. It doesn't work out in this, as I get aggro as I cross a couple of hills here. But it's a lot easier. But you can do it this way too. Oh no, I've got 2. It's alright, just can't miss here, and it'll be alright. And take that guy down right next to the wolf. Alright, so once I start getting these materials off the animals, I'm going to be able to head back. I should have plenty of everything I need here. Yep, got enough. I'm going to head back. I'm going to start looking for back into the mountains. I'm going to start looking for a location that has rocks facing towards the open fields, and then just like the height of the mountain on the other side. So you have some amount of protection, so if you do have a campfire going, it's a little bit less visible. You're probably still going to have some vulnerabilities to that, but this looks pretty good. You can do a couple things here. You can have it set up just kind of adjacent to these, or you can try to use the rock formations as a wall and save on wood if you're cutting it close. I've got plenty, so I'm just gonna put my foundation down, and I'll just make all the walls I need. You can see I'm getting low on health here because I'm starving. but that's okay. Here's the build order. Now I'll kind of go through that. Alright, I'm going to get that campfire up as soon as the foundation comes down, so I do need to get some food here pretty quick. It's an uneasy feeling, but I'll be alright. Now, this isn't meant to be a final base by any means. This is just meant to be something to get you started, to start going out on runs, to get whatever you want. If you want to just work towards getting more resources to craft some guns, you can do that, or you can use this as kind of a staging point to go into the rad towns and get gear that way, or PvP, or whatever suits your fancy. Alright, so I'm going to get the rest of the things I need here. I want to get a workbench down. Workbench is kind of the key to get down as soon as you can, because it speeds up the crafting of your other items. Other thing you want to kind of work towards pretty quick is the furnace, because the slowest part of this is converting your metal ore to metal fragments that you need for the metal door. So getting those two things down, probably even before your walls, I'd recommend. Now if you're really in a tough spot and you're worried about PvP engagements, you may want to turn that around. You may even want to throw a wood door down. Wood doors aren't incredibly expensive, but it's a waste if you feel like you're in a pretty good hiding spot. So I'm going to skip the whole wood door. Alright, I want to make sure that I keep the wood to the equal number of metal ore I have in there. Just again, I'm not wasting wood. If you leave your furnace on past the metal ore that you have in, you're just going to be wasting wood. It turns into charcoal. Charcoal is just, it's going to be in abundance, so you don't have to specifically make charcoal. I try to make the next item as I'm setting down the prior item, just speeding up the process. Alright, I'm going to jump forward a little bit here just to show you the finished product. Alright, we'll get this crafted. So this is just a suggestion of sorts to get started in Rust. It's not going to work for all situations, but it's kind of a general rule of thumb of what to go for and what priority and what order to go for it. So let me know if you have any feedback. I'd love to hear it. Thank you for watching.